All right, so what's new? We got special for you, a great chance to earn tons of coat of arm materials and scrolls, limited. All right. And these are just for you guys. Daily delivery is on sale. Okay. Special for you, a great chance to earn tons of coat of arms materials. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a peekaboo. Let's see what we got in the center. All right. We got the prepare for war. This is a good one. Um, wow. They're actually giving you stuff that you completed before. So some of these don't, like if they update the honors, right? Sometimes if they throw the honors in there halfway through, there's a lot of the daily challenges that you can't get. Like if you collected the Alliance gift chests, it's too late. Helps. It just depends on how big your alliance is. Maybe you can still get them, maybe not. All right. Okay, let's go here. All right. So a chance to win coats of arms materials. Let's see here. Are they hiding anything in here this time? Alright, there's nothing hidden in there. Let's go up to our news, right? A lot of people don't look at this stuff, so some people do, some people don't. What do we got for news? Special for you. A great way to increase. Do you want to earn more benefits and become more powerful? Blah, blah, blah. Please spend more money. You're not spending enough. You're driving us crazy. Okay, this is just about the same stuff that they've always had. Or not always, I guess they're doing the coats of arms. And these daily deliveries are great, but in my personal opinion, if you're gonna do the daily delivery, which is as far as in-game stuff goes, shoot. Let's look at that. I suggest doing, let's see here, do the 7-day, just because they like to switch these up, right? If you sign up for the 30-day, anyways, if I give too much stuff away, they just keep changing it. It doesn't really matter. Speaking of, I do appreciate the dig. Let's see here. Who sent me the gift code, right? We got the gift code. GOG, UPG, G555, right? The 555 thing is really popular where I live, in Thailand, right? 555 means ha ha ha. So maybe they're trying to reach out to Thailand, or maybe they're trying to say hello to me, which is kind of cool. Hello back, Guns of Glory. All right, yeah, I didn't collect these yet. This is something you guys should definitely collect every day. I probably didn't even say this in a previous video, but you can also get these. If you go to the daily deal, get that little thing there. Let's see. Win the coat of arms. Alright, coat of arms, Kingdom Raid. No, that's not. This is the gold event. Sorry, I can't really see much. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see anything in here. Alright, let's go back into that. All the way down. Usually it's just trying to say please buy more stuff. Is that it? It's not even earning more benefits. Why don't you guys just say it? A chance for you to pay for more benefits. Earning something is when you earn something in like the honors challenge, okay? These ones you have to earn by doing certain tasks. Yes, you did earn money to pay for those things, but it's, in my opinion, it's a bit different. Just like in the, speaking of, I need to make sure my butt's in the spirit mines. It is, okay. Yeah, well, these ones I do not go up to the higher levels. I just want my rewards, and that's it. I'm not gonna fight for first place in this one. People are nasty on this day. They will kick you out. Especially since I've made so many friends in Guns of Glory. I've made a lot of really cool friends, but yeah, I don't really see anything else. Let's see here. What else I got for news? That was 4.8, so there's nothing there. Is that it? And that doesn't even. Does that really need an update? You guys can just put that in the store whenever you want. Yeah. I don't know. Updates can be funky. If you guys haven't tried any of those tricks that I did before, if you do update it, I'm 99% sure none of that stuff's gonna work anymore. Trying to think. What was this earlier today? It's hard to keep track. Maybe it was coat of arms. I haven't even looked. I honestly don't upgrade these things. I just kind of collect as many materials as I can. As you guys can see, I can upgrade these at a lot of these at any point in time. Let's see here. I collected a lot from the event. I mean, unless I can get way up there. Let's see here. I don't know. I might go for the third reward. If I can get 35,000 points, I'll do it. I won't do it just for the badges and those, because I need more of these if I'm gonna even upgrade anything. So I might just hold, as I say, or some people say in the cryptocurrency world. Yeah, I don't really see much else on the update. The beasts are still the same. I am gonna kind of walk through this stuff. You guys don't really have to watch it. You know, if it interests you, it interests you. I did notice before, like right after the initial update, that I was able to hit like two 16s at the same time. I don't know why that happened, but I was hitting two 16s, then I dropped down, maybe hit the next lower level. Not 16s, but the beast. I was able to hit two of the same level, which I thought was pretty cool. It almost seemed like it was on, you know, like with the tiles, right? You can hit two of those tiles any level at the same time, but it is what it is. Alright. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing here, guys. Sorry. I was hoping that there might be some special fun news to show about the update, but yeah, I realized with this event here, if you guys are going to save these up to get 50, do the 5 spin, right? You can't just collect, I was told that you can't just collect 5 or 10. You can't just do 10, 10, and 10, and 10. You have to do an actual 5 spin. So if you do 6 10 spins, I'm actually going to go ahead and test that theory, just because I'm a tester, right? People get upset when you test things, or some people do. Some personal close friends of mine, and they are still my friends, even if they get upset with some of the stuff I do or some of the stuff I post. Ooh, see, I probably would have gotten more overall points if I would have done the 5 spin. Maybe. I honestly don't know. But I was told if I didn't do a 5 spin, I wasn't going to get any of these. So, there's your Vampire Horde / update, right? Again, yeah, I already tested this this code, and it does work. So, I will also post it in the comments below and in the description. So, get that. I'm pretty sure, I know I don't have these things in my bag. Let's check here. Everybody said after they updated, they got something in their bag. So, where are you at? Other. It's some kind of lantern. I guess I could craft something, right? Let me go into my armory. Might as well just go ahead and craft something real quick. Alright, let me forge this. See if I get anything in my bag. No, I don't. Let's see here. Enhance it. Do I get any little special items for that? These are, I mean, you guys would be surprised the questions that I get. You know, it's... Maybe I could forge a piece of... Let's see what I got here for my equipment. I got... I don't want to mess with the point system, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I wonder if it has to be equipped when you do it. That is a good question. My guess is yes, because how else would they keep track of it? Let's go to the Master's boots, okay? I'm going to go ahead and craft, because I like to test things, even if people don't like it. It is what it is. People enjoy certain things, some people don't. Ah, my steel. But I bet ya. Let's go to items, resources. Steel still in there? No, it's not in there anymore. Alright, how do I access my steel? It's probably there at the top. Let me go into the other side of the armory. Alright, you know, honestly, I haven't even tried to access my steel yet, so... Like I said, I'm not crafting anything at the moment. I'm holding. So let's try it. Forge. No, I don't have enough steel. Where did all my steel go? All the stuff from my bag. What are you doing to me, GOG? Somebody's probably going to tell me where the heck it's at. Is it here? Oh, now we got to convert stuff. Why can't you guys just do it automatically like y'all did before? That was brilliant. Alright. Alright, so it is what it is. Should just add music to this because it's boring. But, let's see. I can't believe I haven't even checked. So I guess I gotta dismantle some stuff if I really want to. Prosperity set. I know there's some stuff in here I don't need. No, I need all that. It's prosperity. Let's go to battle. What do I have that I can dismantle? Nothing in there. Duelist set. Don't need that. Definitely don't need that. No, I mean, other than for speed, this equipment is pretty much obsolete now. You don't need it for KVK. I mean, the damage you're going to get is better than the battlefield treatment. That's, I don't know if anybody disagrees. Please drop it in the comments below. Alright. I wish more of you guys would disagree. I noticed one huge thing about this game. Most people won't comment for a number of reasons. They're afraid of getting something wrong, and they're afraid of sharing information. Honestly, Guns of Glory, you guys have made one of the best competitive games I've ever played. People just don't share stuff about this game. Let's see. I do remember the good old days where I just had a small, little, tiny help group in game. That's where all this YouTube stuff started. You know, it was during the old KE system. You know, I started meeting some different people from other alliances, the ones who weren't constantly talking trash in KC, which is kind of cool. I mean, KC, sorry, trash talk has its uses, I guess. But in my personal opinion, stay away from it. I mean, unless you're bored and you're fishing to fight somebody, stay out of it. There's nothing good in there. Really, I mean, it's a good place to meet people initially, but my personal opinion is be careful who you engage, you know. call it fishing, call it trolling. I mean, this game is. I mean, if you are a professional troll, this is the game for you. Because all you gotta do is go in KC, and everybody's gonna whip it out and say, "Yeah, I'm the biggest, I'm the strongest. Come and get me," right? Yeah. Well, they all say that until they get zeroed, and then they're crying, saying that they did nothing wrong. So. or, but I do find that a lot of the people that do that kind of stuff, one or two things happen. They just don't last long. They end up going rogue, or a rogue becomes a friend, right? I don't know how many times, just in our kingdom alone, there's just people who went rogue for one reason or another, right? And if they're good fighters, what's the point in not having them on your side? I mean, yeah, you can go out there and chase and hunt them every day, but that's an absolute waste of time. You'll frustrate yourself, and then your frustration is going to rub off on your alliance, especially if you're an R5 or R4. You have to be pragmatic and you have to be diplomatic at the same time as an R4. If you're one of those R4s that goes out and looks for a fight, I don't know, drop tags, change your name. Let the people who want to grow. Let the people who want to fight. Again, it all depends on what kind of kingdom you're in. There are some, honestly, I think they should just have, maybe like designated kingdoms. People like, hey, come here if you just want to fight all day, every day. And, just no nap ever. Honestly, I probably would join one of those kingdoms. So if anybody's got one of those kingdoms that is always at war, I think it would be pretty fun. I mean, just be one of those ones where you're just tired of building and tired of growing, where you just want to kill stuff. Maybe a temporary alliance with John down the road or whatever. Maybe you get a small group of people where you guys just want to go ham and kill people. But that's just me talking trash. But if you guys know any kingdom like that out there, hook me up. Let's see here. What else did I want to bring up? Not really much. I mean, we talked about the bag. A lot of people were pretty excited. I think I know it was the Middle East, but I'm not quite sure what country he came from, and I don't want to assume. So, but yeah, he had pointed out the lanterns in the bag. He's like, "Oh, what are these?" Well, he's obviously been crafting a lot because he had a whole bunch. I suppose I could with my master set, right? These are only at 3. See, I want my points. Let me go in here and look. These are all at 5. So let me go ahead and dismantle these. I'm going to get a load of steel back. Anyways, and those master are going to be worth less points than my buck, right? So I'm going to keep them at +1. I'm not going to bring them all the way up. And I'm not really in the mood to explain why. It's the point system that I'm going to play, and right? If you guys haven't watched any of my previous videos or any other, or not even my videos, go watch somebody else's too. Honestly, support some of these new YouTubers, guys. And I do highly encourage that. I watch them, so why shouldn't even if you get one piece of advice, even if I see something interesting on somebody's video, I'm gonna give them a shout out. I'm like, hey, dude, that was cool, good idea. And even these guys that just try, the guys who are willing to open up a game after an update, right? Nobody knows what's going on after an update. I don't care who you are, or maybe you Old Kingdom guys know exactly what Guns of Glory is doing and saying all the time. But once you do get updates, this is one of my biggest tips, right? So you get the update, first place you want to look right after they they try to feed you some nonsense here, right? That it's all nonsense. Special for you? No, there's nothing special. It's the same stuff you guys always offer, different color. I'm not being negative. It's just it is what it is. A great chance to get. How is that? That's what I'm wondering. I always wonder about their wording. That's what always throws me off. Special for you, a great chance to get coat of arm materials and scrolls, coat of arms, daily delivery. Alright. Or maybe it's a chance to buy something for cheaper, I don't know. Yeah. So I do understand why a lot of people say the free-to-play game is dead, because, yeah, of course you can't take advantage of these, And, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll probably say it 10 more times. If you're going to open it up, at least open up. I mean, if you're going to spend a tiny little bit of money, and that's all you're going to spend in this game, and you just want to grind, right? Because some people like to grind. I remember back when I was playing the Final Fantasy games, that was me, you know. Open up this, if you guys are starting a new kingdom now, or the bank, the gold really isn't that high, but it does add up. If you're a free-to-play player, you're going to need it. If you guys look at my bag, and look how low my gold is, and I didn't even spend that much in KVK, to be honest. There really wasn't a whole lot of running around. It was just parking. Mostly defending. We were up against... Sorry. It's been a long day. We were up against two older kingdoms, right? So, let's see. It's in here. I didn't really go into KVK too much. I had a lot of stuff going on outside of my KVK, and everybody pretty much had it handled. Every time I went in there, people were doing what they're supposed to be doing. Most people were sending good marches, and the marches were definitely better, no doubt. A lot of people, I don't know if you guys look, nobody does a march video, and there's a reason for that. No two marches are the same. There's a reason there's a scout report. There's a reason people don't just hit things, Some people will. Like if they're determined that they have overwhelming stats, this is just an example, right? Let's say I want to march on something that's unknown, right? I just port in, I know that his power's up enough where he's definitely got troops inside there. I mean, he could have reinforcements, right? I do like to test things out. So let's say, I don't know who you are, buddy, but I know you're not, you don't have a castle, right? So I'll just click on this, but obviously I'll have my battle gear on, okay? I know I'm going off on a tangent, but shoot, I didn't even craft this stuff yet. Yeah, that is how tired I am right now, so... And I'll be completely honest, I'm kind of glad to be back to doing what I was doing before. Not in so many rooms. I mean, it's great talking about the game, but the age-old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to strategize something. This is a chess game, and the whole thing is like, this is the only way to do it. We've been doing this here for 50 years, right? You know what? I am willing to hear all sides. And that's why I join so many groups, because half the time I'm just the eyes in the sky. If I've got a little bit of input in somebody else's group, I try not to say anything. I've got my own group that I talk with people. Most people in there don't even share stuff. I'll be honest, they don't. They don't even ask questions. 99% of my questions come privately. Again, people are afraid of not knowing something, right? They're like, oh, it's a sign of weakness. And I'll tell you, in my honest opinion, it's not. It's a sign of courage to admit that you don't know something, right? And unfortunately, this game, the competition is high. This game is all about competition. So my suggestion is, if you guys notice a bunch of really helpful people, in your kingdom, and I'm not talking about helpful with stats and what to do here. I'm talking about helpful people in the kingdom. Get a room with those people and ignore everybody else. Okay. And I'm gonna go to why I'm saying that. Right. There are some people that will join a help group just because they want the answers, but they'll never ever ask a question. They'll never give any kind of input, and they will never ever really be a benefit to the group. So what you do is you create this group. People notice that, hey, why is that group growing and we're not? You know, why why do you have four, why do these guys have 3 farms? And I'm sitting over here twiddling my thumbs and wonder why I don't have any resources and why my alliance isn't pushing me. And you know, I see these videos all the time or these comments or whatever. People are like, my alliance holding me back. They're not helping me grow. And that is true. I mean, this game is a solo game. Okay, it's almost built to be an all for one. Okay, but it doesn't have to be. And I guess the reason I say that is I got a few people that I've helped out and I can depend on. Um, there's at least a dozen people in my kingdom, and I'm sure 6 of them would say yes at any time if I said, "Hey, dude, I'm short on this. Can you help me out?" Um, and I'm not just saying that to boast, or I'm not saying it because it's not. It is true. I would probably send a message to 6 people first and see what happened. I'd be like, "Hey, dude, how you doing, man?" I'm not gonna just ask one person, because if you depend on any one person in this particular game, or even in life in general, you'll probably end up going nowhere. Because if you depend on anybody, period, you're you're gonna get sorely disappointed. What happens when that person gets sick or not available or whatever? Have some reason why they can't take care of their 3, 4, 5, 6 farms or no farms. Depending on somebody for battle. It's always nice to have a couple few people in life or in game, whatever. Keep your circle small and grow together. Okay. And hopefully some other people will see what you guys are doing and they'll be interested. Hey, I want what they got. How do I get there? How you get there is finding your crew. Okay. You know, you can keep your circle small to begin with. Yeah, you need other people for the donations. You need other people to join the rallies. You need other people for events. But you need to find an alliance, or you need to find a group of people who they're all about growth, and not just their own growth, right? Let's just go, for example, I'm going to cancel this. No. I can look at how many badges I got here, right? Upgrade. Okay, so I've got 477 badges, so I can upgrade one building at this point, right? I've been farming these things everywhere I can get them. Okay, because I just, the last construction event, I burned them all. Yeah, I mean, like, let's say, for example, this is all the resources I had, right? I need 23 million. Okay, let's say I go into my bag, resources, right? Say you got these resources. Say you've only got 8 million, right? If you got 8 million silver, and I'm just speaking in general, right? If you got 8 million silver and you need 25 or 24, I mean, unless you got an alliance that is just crazy about farming, and I'll tell you right now, I've tried getting a farming community together, not once, twice, but 3, 4 times already, just in my kingdom alone. So some people are just anti-farms. They will fight tooth and nail not to do a farm, right? I mean, they would rather farm every single thing in here. Right? They would rather get all their resources from their main. I mean, look how many coins I got. Right? There's a reason I have that many coins. I almost never touch resources in here. I'll occasionally grab silver. That's about it. I mean, I don't really need the food. I mean, if you look in my bag, I got so much food from. Right? I get these questions all the time, especially when I share them. If you're free to play, how do you got so much resources? It's like, bro, if I'm not shielded, I don't hit. I don't use these. If I'm shielded for whatever reason, let's say it's. Anyway, see, I'm generally not building a whole lot, anyways. Let's say it's KR or the old KE, right? Or anything that would require you to be under a bubble, right? I mean, they're really strategic with their events now, especially Kingdom Raid. You know, if you notice, like the Kingdom Raid, I think it was construction, and no, sorry, it was scroll. Was it scrolls? Yeah, I think it was scrolls and construction. But you'll notice during these fighting events, that is when they do these things that require. Um, oh come on, it's Muffin. She says she's not arguing with me. Muffin, if you didn't argue with me, you wouldn't be who you are. I'm telling you that straight up. But I love you, because off send me stuff. All right, yeah. Muffin's asking me to send her some goods, right? Whatever. I'm not gonna talk about what me and Muffin talk about, but that girl's brilliant. To the day I die. She's like, give me something. All right, so I'm not gonna really ramble on here too much. I'm gonna get a few things done about the whole resources thing, right? The reason I say farms, right, is that when you're bubbled or you just can't hit your farms, at least you got a backup. This is my rainy day fund. Maybe I just don't have time to log on for a long time, or some event comes where I absolutely have to have the resources, and I always tell everybody, you never always have to have them, right? Hold, right? I mean, if you're gonna be in this kingdom forever, anyways, unless you're just a flyby Joe, I'll tell you right now, I ain't pushing no flyby Joes. I don't know how many people I pushed, especially in the beginning, right? I mean, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farms. Gee, yeah, I did 7 farms at one point. I'm down to 4 now. No Guns of Glory. I did not give them away. That is against your policy. You're not allowed to give castles away, guys. Don't give them away. Don't sell them. Right? Guns of Glory doesn't like that. Anyways. Where's that? Do they even have a sarcasm sticker? I'm looking for one. I think there is. Let me see here. I don't really use a whole lot of these other ones, like the new ones. Because people can take these any way they want. There's no words here. Guns of Glory, we don't want words with this sticker, but, some people look at that and they're like, I don't know. People take stickers or emojis any way they want, right? Let's see. If I wanted to be sarcastic, maybe it would be this guy here on the left, right? If I want to be a little bit cheeky, right? I'm gonna choose this guy with a big, showing all the teeth. If I got absolutely no comment, I'll go for the guy with the the makeup on his face. Yeah, maybe that one, the second one. Yeah, that's a bit of a grin, right? I know they've all got words for them, but I don't generally use those, really. Like I said, some of these people take these stickers the wrong way. So, whoops. Touched that by accident. Never mind. Alright, yeah. Otherwise, that's going to be a conversation starter. Not that I don't like... I love talking to the people in this alliance. They're really friendly and really helpful and cool. I haven't done much on this today. I was actually going to do a Musketeers Fort push video, but just with all the other talk, I guess. A lot of things happened today. Seems like a lot of things are always happening in this game. That is one thing. I'll tell you right now, if you guys play this game, and especially if you play in more than one kingdom, I do kind of understand why people play in more than one kingdom. Some of these older kingdoms or some kingdoms can just get stale, right? Maybe the conversation's stale. Maybe it's just the same old drama over and over again, or it's the same old people causing the same old drama. The thing is, if you guys are playing letting those people do the same thing. I mean, we even had. I don't name names, right? So we had or have a rogue, or had. Let's just say had a rogue. I mean, he'll go into KC and tell you exactly what not to do with a rogue, and then he'll go out and rogue. Oops. All right. I gotta get comfortable. This damn leather chair is sticking to me. Yeah. So basically, he'll just go into KC and say, "Don't do this, don't do that." This is how you catch a rogue, and then he'll go out and do it. And not a single person, well, most people won't catch him, right? And the thing is, you'll notice about a lot of rogues. Okay, they're actually quite strategical about. Let's go to the map. Some people might get upset about this, but I'm not here to. I try to stay impartial, right? I've got friends who are literally in a rogue alliance. Yeah, I know I was in their group, and I probably upset a lot of them by just leaving, right? But I don't want to really get back to the whole bots thing, but it was just Dre bots. I really did not want them somehow getting into any of the rooms I was in for whatever reason. Just those particular bots, right? Whatever it is, what it is. I'm not trying to rehash old things, but things come up, and I know they're gonna come up. I mean, let's see here. What was I? Oh yeah, sorry. I was gonna go to the palace. I can't actually click on it because I don't like giving out people's personal information, right? Let's say map. Okay, so here's this, right? So when your kingdom's not being held by a king or queen, you'll notice that people are a lot more likely to go rogue. Why is that? Well, there's titles. If you click on this here, you click on the titles. I'm not going to go over this completely, but you have titles for people that you think did really, really good in KVK, or not even just KVK. Maybe they're really helpful in the kingdom period. I think a lot of people are overlooked. We have a couple of people who have kind of taken the role as being farmers and helping people. I kind of did before, but it was just because I had a ridiculous amount of resources, and they were just kind of sitting there, and I saw the people who were protecting the alliance. I saw the people who were being helpful and during events, or just anything in general. If I saw them even making an effort to be helpful, I would do my best to help them. If they always had their hand out and were never really doing anything, no, I can't do it, and it's nothing personal against that person. I'll probably still laugh and joke with that person, but if they ask for my resources, I'm just gonna say, sorry, bro, I can't. There's nothing I can do for you. If you can't help yourself, there's not a darn thing I can do for you. Not a darn thing. Um, I always say that this game reflects life and life reflects games. It is. There's so many things that people will get into games, right? And I know it's just a game, but if you start practicing bad habits in video games, or maybe you got bad habits outside the game already, chances are you're going to bring your personality, especially into a game like Guns of Glory, right? Or maybe you want to try out something new. Maybe you want to come up with a whole new personality. Maybe you want to be a girl. Who knows? Whatever the case may be. Anyways, right? So some people just come here to blow off steam, or whatever the case may be. They just want to live maybe a different reality. I'll tell you right now, quarantine, I bet that has been a serious test on a lot of kingdoms. I really don't like talking about all this stuff, but I know it has. I've just talking with so many people. Like I said, I don't ever mention names. Some people assume I'm talking about you. No, man, I've literally got probably at least 1,000 people from different kingdoms just online, and I'm not in those groups anymore, but I still do chat with some of them. Some of them occasionally send me messages. I got friends on Facebook. I'm even Twitter, right? I've what was it when I first opened my my bar, it was actually my very first bar, right? Near the old airport here in Thailand. Um, it's completely off subject, but it isn't. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about opening the bar. Um, God, I completely lost subject. Anyways, oh yeah, it's about helping people, right? And just the thing is you'll realize a lot when people just have their hand out, right? Same thing, with the bar. I started something there, and some people, especially in the community, because it was the only bar in the area, right? They were really helpful, and the ones that were helpful, I was like, she's like, oh, I don't have any customers, and Thailand has a little bit of a different sense of business, right? Especially the small business. I do respect it, but they're not extremely competitive. And the ones who are extremely competitive, they win, and there's no doubt about it, they win. Um, but like they but a lot of these friends, they just you know so I always made an effort. If my customers were coming over, I'd be like, oh yeah, she's, and I'm not lying, she does have the best this and this. If I didn't care for the other stuff, I just keep that to myself, but I'd be like, no, you gotta try this is awesome. Oh, but if you want to go for steak, go down here, right? Because my bar didn't have a kitchen. I pretty much refused to have a kitchen. I just didn't want one. It was strictly a bar. It was a hangout place after work. If people wanted food, we ordered in. What do you guys want? You guys want steak or spaghetti? It's over there. You guys want Thai food? It's over there. You want just a rice dish? It's in that shop right there, right? But and when you get a kind of a community like that, things work. You know, but you gotta figure out who they work with. You know, you can eventually bring some people into the fold, right? Like maybe you'll meet somebody, and maybe you'll make an assumption about that person one way or the other. Maybe you'll be like, but people change. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you right now, the alliance that I'm in right now, um, I used to burn these guys all the time, every KE. I mean, I had four castles. I mean, they weren't big, but it was a new kingdom, right? So nobody was really big. So as soon as this is my main here, right? This is the one that for stats, right? Like I really don't go out killing my farms anymore. There's no point. We're not killing our own kingdom. So like I would take a lot of risky hits, and okay, I wouldn't take a lot of risky hits. I would throw them out, right? I didn't have enough troops to really take hits, so I was like, no, I don't have the stats. I'm not gonna lose my troops. So I was bouncing all over the place, and sometimes, because I wasn't spending money, I wouldn't go ham on one KE. I just go out, get my gold rewards, or I just wait for somebody to break nap, and like say like we had during the last couple of KEs, we had like a half KE, right, where people would just let other people grow, right? The kingdom would come to a decision. Usually the king or queen would announce it. Okay, we're only doing half of KE, you know. So, you can only kill on this day for these 24 hours. Anybody caught killing outside that kill event, it was open season on you. And if it was a few people from an alliance, most likely that alliance would burn. So, unfortunately, you are kind of who you hang out with. If you've got a bunch of people who just like to go out and burn, they're most likely going to be in one alliance. Um, but yeah, I was getting back to it. Yeah, I mean, this alliance here, I used to burn these guys all the time, and unfortunately, it was because it was a French alliance, but it was the only French alliance in our kingdom. So I didn't talk to any of these guys, and I eventually ended up speaking with one. It was one of the last. Was it one of the last KEs? Maybe like three, maybe four KEs before the end, right? I'm not talking about KR, the all KE system where you're killing each other in your own kingdom, right? So I ended up talking with her and blah 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 blah, and I'm pretty sure she was one of the first to join my help group. I didn't really know a lot of these people by name, but people were, for whatever reason, coming to me for advice. Hey Jug, what do you know about this? Hey Jug, what do you know about that? a lot of it was me just like literally just getting sucked into some of these videos, and I'm writing everything down, and I'm watching this guy's video, like, I'm comparing Captain Cowboy to Gunmuse to Esqua, right? I'm watching all their videos, and I'm like, okay, I like what they're doing here, but what if I did this, So I encourage people to try things, and this is in life and this is in game, you know. Don't fear change. Do something that other people aren't doing. Try something. It's really, especially in a new kingdom, right? And if you don't know anybody, unless you're going there with a big group of friends, you have no idea what you're walking into. But yeah, so I guess I'm talking a little bit about how the jug group started. I started meeting cool people. I would keep an eye on KC. I really don't want to go in here because I don't know what people are talking about, but oh, there we go. It's just the everybody sharing the gift code, because that thing gets shared all over. And I really like that here too, because people are not only sharing it. Oh, that's K380. 380. Oh, there we go. Yeah, because some people don't see this, right? Obviously, some people turn off the loudspeaker. I don't so much anymore. Oh, there's one of our local rogues, but I'm not sure if he's still roguing. So if he was, people would be after him. Actually, I can just look at his power and I can tell you if he's roguing right now. Because if he's either roguing or bubbled. But he's in SSR, so yeah, he's roguing. Okay, doesn't really matter, right? I'm not giving any secrets away, but yeah. There's always ways to tell if people are roguing or not. You can tell by what alliance they're in. You can tell if they got troops by their power. There's ways to hide your power, but and there's ways to catch rogues. I mean, there's ways to go rogue and not get caught. And I know a lot of people hate on the rogues, but I've met some of the coolest people I know have gone rogue in one kingdom. In another kingdom, they're completely peaceful. So what does that tell you? People can change, okay? Or in one situation, somebody's going to do one thing. In another situation, they might be the coolest person you ever met. And it all depends on the atmosphere, the environment. I'll tell you right now, a lot of these kingdoms are like, they're like little cities almost like, I mean, because you can't really go to another city, it's almost like a country. Like, especially our kingdom, we've got a lot of people here, so it's quite easy for things to kick off. Us personally, and I've talked about this with other people, and I'm just blabbing on, right? About these, about trying to get peace in your kingdom. There's tons of ways to do it. It is not easy. I'll tell you that straight up. So if you're expecting a lot of people like a quick fix, I'll tell you right now, there's no quick fixes. None. Right? There's no get rich quick schemes. There's no be a monster by tomorrow. But if you guys just listen to what other people have done. If you're lucky enough to be in contact with somebody from an older kingdom and has done something successfully, talk to them. There's always another way to do it. I don't know how many R5s I've talked to from different kingdoms, and they've they've said, this works here, but don't ever try that. And I don't know how many times I've talked to R5s, even in our kingdom, and they're still here, and they're like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm like, just give it a couple weeks. I know it seems like crap now, especially during like COVID or when new equipment comes out. People are at each other's throats because everybody's competing to be the best, or whatever the case may be. There's a reason that things kick off in these games, right? It's about now it's about COVID, but next week it's going to be about the equipment, or KVK's coming up and the new equipment just came out right before. Anything can kick off a kingdom, especially, a rogue that people actually, I don't even want to say the word entertain, because there are people that go rogue for a reason. And I've talked to some people, and they told me basically what was going on. I was like, yeah, honestly, if I was in your kingdom and and I went there, I'd probably help you burn everything too. Um, there's just certain people that rule with an iron thumb. It's my way or the highway, and some of these people are just nasty, and they wonder why their kingdom's never going to grow. This guy just spent buku bucks and wonders why he can't win a KVK to save his life. Sorry, bro. The dictator thing does not work. Maybe it works in some countries, right? But in this game, there's so many different people coming from so many different walks of life or different countries. The dictatorship thing does not work. It doesn't. Unless you're in a kingdom that's full of people that live in a dictatorship, right? That might work in those kingdoms. But I've never seen one. I've never seen one that lasts. But yeah, the whole new idea about if people just get absolutely fed up in their kingdom. I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it again. Go to an old kingdom. And I know I got slack from a lot of people, right? The thing about go into an old kingdom when you know what you're going into, okay? It's all about patience. A lot of these guys who are spenders are like, I'm quitting this game. I ain't never playing. My entire kingdom is this, or my entire alliance is this. I guarantee, bro, it ain't your entire kingdom. It's a few people who they want the attention. It's not that they just want the attention. They just want to stir things up, or they want to make people upset, or they want to be the ruler, or whatever the case may be, right? The kingdom has to be an ecosystem. Is that the word I'm talking about? Yeah, basically. It has to work like a well-oiled machine, or it ain't gonna work. And you should know that. Now that we have the cross kingdom thing coming on, the KE and the new kingdoms should just be about people learning to fight, because things can kind of get dull in the kingdom. I was even joking today, like seeing me up here in this corner, right? I was like, guys, we don't have any alliances or anything up here. Why don't we just dedicate one corner of the map, right? We can set a coordinate square. If you're caught up in this square, or not caught, like if you go up in this square, that means you want to bang. That means you want to fight. Okay? That way people can get their bloodlust. They can just go up there and hang out and wait for somebody to knock on their door, or in this case, kick their door down, right? But mock wars, I was talking with my buddy right when the Kingdom Raid thing came out. And all of a sudden, we're not trying to kill each other every day, okay? We're like, what are we all going to do now? We all have to get along. Everybody's like confused. I was like, I was just killing this guy every day. I was burning this alliance every day, right? Some of my really good friends in this game. 2 alliances, actually. I was a pest, okay? Long story short, I was lying in a hospital bed, right? I had nowhere to go. My legs were broken. One of my arms was pretty much shattered. And I couldn't even sit up for more than like 3 seconds without almost passing out. Motorcycle accident. Anyways, I still drive motorcycles. I got whatever it is, a need for an adrenaline rush. Anyways. God, I'm always getting off topic, aren't I? Yeah, about the whole thing about killing your own kingdom. It's just, there's a time for it, right? Especially in the very beginning, people are learning about battle. They're not really sure what's going on. But yeah. Okay, so there's 2 alliances in this kingdom. Let me look at them here. There's another thing I can show people, right? Because maybe they don't know. Let's go to I still don't have that equipment built. I'll get back to that. For me, it's not really important. And also when you get, no, what am I doing? I don't need that. I guess I can just talk to you guys while I'm hitting stuff. but yeah, it's OCD or whatever you want to call it, ADD, or just not sleeping enough. I get distracted real easy. Oh, look, a flower. I always make jokes about it, so me like I have a lot of inside jokes with people. It's just one of those things, like somebody knows if I say something in public or if I say something in KC, it's a personal laugh. Like, it's not a dig at any single person, period, right? It's just one of those things where we don't really want to get involved with what's going on in there, and I'll just say something. But yeah, let me go to the leaderboards here. Oh, I can send out another march. I'm going to do a 15 and a 16. This is what I do. I don't always go for the highest ones because these, I mean, the stamina is so low for. If you got stamina going up as fast as I got it, it is a tedious thing to do. But I'll be honest, quarantine, if you ain't got no job, I'm gonna go get you some stamina, right? That was a Friday reference, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that nobody's going to watch this whole video. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, I got distracted. As I do. Leaderboards. That's why I tell everybody, you know, if you haven't at least finished your dailies or, you know, you're working on something, don't go into Alliance chat. You know, maybe you just kind of check. I'd say scroll up, but Alliance chat can, or especially with KC even more so, can be really distracting. Let's see here. You'll get nothing done. You'll get frustrated and get upset with people because you're getting nothing done. But at the end of the day, you made the choice to go in there, right? Like, what was it yesterday? I made an announcement for people who couldn't do Night Siege. Say, hey, you know, guys, if you missed Night Siege, whatever, you know, because it was the equipment thing, right? I was like, I bet a ton of people missed it because everybody's trying to figure out this new equipment, right? Everybody and their mom's trying to figure it out. But you know, if there was any like 100% do this and you'll have it tomorrow, everybody would do it, right? But yeah, everybody was getting distracted and people were missing Night Siege or people weren't doing it. But as soon as I made those announcements about the 2 alliances they could join, things of course kicked off, but they were quickly quelled, right? There's a lot of people to handle that in the kingdom. I'm just glad that people are stepping up. Everybody's stepping up in this kingdom, and I'm extremely impressed. Extremely impressed. All right, so let's go for alliance power, okay? All right, so let's just look at these alliances. Just as an example, right? I got respect for every single one of them. Bam. All right, that's my main alliance, right? That's the alliance I'm normally in. That's my R5, and always will be. BFT, you know, it comes back to, I don't want to go in there. That's their own personal stuff. Yeah, during the old KE system, I had a bit of a grudge with BFT. You know, I'm not gonna lie. The R5 there, who I don't believe plays much anymore, doesn't play at all. Kicked me out on like day 3 or day 4, and just burned me. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of like clicking on buttons, right? I had absolutely no direction whatsoever. And honestly, I probably should have just started the game over. But I'm one of those people, you know, if I see a goal, I'm gonna go for it, right? Anyways, I got kicked out of BFT, which was MFK at that time, and burned. And the only troops I had were probably like T1 and T2s, but I had a ton of them. That's all I was building, right? I didn't know any better. Okay, so the next alliance I went to was STH, which then was MVL. Okay, Marvel, right? So I went there, and anyways, I didn't really didn't feel like I fit in there. I was just like, no, it's not my kind of thing. You know, everybody runs their alliances differently. I'm more of a for the alliance kind of person. You know, everybody matters as long as they're helpful. That's me. As long as you're helpful, you matter. And the other guys who aren't helpful matter, but I'm just not going to be helpful with you, personally. FRT. Yeah, I've already talked about them. I mean, I'm in their alliance now. And I would guarantee... I mean, I don't know how many more people are still here, but I've burned at least half these guys. But I will say getting burned is one of those things that just pushes you to grow. You're like, that ain't happening again. I'm getting them back. I'm getting them back. Getting them back. Right? And I did too. I mean, I terrorized BF. I was in an alliance, and it was KE. I never did it when we were in NAP, right? It was only during KE. But I did. I went after them for like 2 months. I mean, you put a person like me, who's generally a very motivated person, right? You can call me what you want to call me. People call me a lot of things, but I'm a very motivated person. If I want to get something done, I got to the point where I just don't really even ask. You know, I will talk to a few people. You know, I'll make sure that I'm not stepping on any toes. But I just like to do stuff. Talking about stuff, nothing gets done. Talking about stuff, nothing gets done. You come up with a plan and then you go. But if you try to plan everything out, or you try to work out every single thing that's going to go wrong, could go wrong, no. Make mistakes, grow, keep growing, right? So, anyways, getting burned is actually a motivational tool. So, if you get burned, don't cry, don't get upset. That's the worst thing you can do. Just grow, right? It sucks, right? You're like, oh, I can't even get my freaking points, right? It sucks, right? I mostly zeroed myself. You know, I really did. I was just like, they're like, Jug, don't hit it. Don't do it, dude. He's reinforced. I was like, I don't care. I'm trying it, right? I'm sending everything I got. And I wouldn't send one march, right? I'm sending 2 or 3. And this is, right, when I didn't really kind of understand the mechanics of the game. Okay, I really didn't. I was just like, nah, I'm going to test everything out. I'm going to push the limits. People tell me not to do it. I'm like, screw it, I'm doing it. Right? Because I would scout everything. I'd be like, scout. I'm sending scouts out all over the place. I was probably annoying people with this amount of scout reports I was sharing. Right? But with this alliance in particular, BFT, I didn't tell anybody I was going there. That was my secret little... I'm getting them back. But, you know, honestly, it wasn't everybody. It was only one person in that alliance. But I held a grudge against that one guy. And I burned the entire alliance for it. It was silly. And it was... Honestly, it was childish. I'm not going to put it any other way. I was being childish. But I was stuck in a hospital bed. And I was bored and I was pissed off. I was pissed off because I was in a hospital bed. And I was pissed off because he burned me on like day 3. Honestly, it was probably more than that. It was like day 4 maybe. But I did actually invest money. I think I just opened up the hammers. That's it. I opened up the hammers, the bank and the shooting gallery, like I always say, right? Anyways, yeah, pretty much every alliance on this list I've had issues with. And it's what's strange is, well, a lot of these have different names now, but I'm trying to think, because a lot of these aren't even really around much anymore. Most people have kind of moved into one alliance, right? Just because strength in numbers, you know, that is the honest truth. As much as everybody would just like to just stay with just their friends, right? Unless you can get just your friends to move to a certain alliance, it's difficult because you know you're going to be leaving some people behind. But that's also, I mean, I said game imitates life, life imitates game. You can't always have everybody with you all the time, you know. I remember myself in high school. I tried to be friends. I'd say friends. You know, I got along with everybody. I was that guy. You know, I was the rock punk guy who also played football, who was also in the math club. You know what I mean? I was the nerd, the rock star, and the football player, you know, whatever. I was just that guy, and I got along with pretty much everybody. But I'll tell you right now, I don't know. But that's high school, man. You're trying to find your own way. I didn't know what I was. I knew I was a nerd, but I want to try being a jock, and I wouldn't say being a jock. I love sports, like contact sports, all kinds of sports, just physical fitness in general. But um, that crowd, especially in the school that I grew up in, wasn't my kind of crowd. It really wasn't. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I know I'm kind of lecturing about stuff. I'm not even lecturing. I'm just trying to talk about my own personal experience and why I think game imitates life and life imitates game. Especially if you're in a big, huge kingdom, or not a huge kingdom, right? A lot of people, I'd say. We do tend to have a lot of people. We don't have a whole lot of huge castles, but that's gonna come. And we've got the peace down, you know. Um, and that is the thing, is getting the peace down. So I mean, I've kind of talked about it. I'm talking about my own personal experiences, right? And this is not going to work in every kingdom. It's not going to work for everybody. But I got a lot of respect for everybody in this kingdom. Especially the guys who are helpful or even trying to be helpful. I mean, there's one guy here that me and him have been butting heads for at least 6 months. I'll tell you right now, we still have a joke and a laugh. I call him my frenemy. He's one of those guys where we agree on 75%, and there's that other 20% where we ain't gonna budge. I ain't gonna budge. Nope. And I won't argue, right? I'll laugh more about it, but he'll be like, "Jug, shut up." I'm like, "No, sorry, dude. I'm gonna call it like I see it," and he's gonna call it like he sees it too. And I completely see everybody. I wouldn't say I completely see everybody's side, but I do try to be bipartial, right? But I'm also for the greater good. I want everybody to be not even friends, just get along. And we don't have to. You don't have to like someone to get along with somebody. That's maturity. But again, I feel like I'm lecturing, but I'm not. I'm just an old soul that's seen. I wouldn't say seen it all. I still got a lot to see. But okay, so we're looking at these alliances, right? We're going down. I'm just getting memories by looking at them. And Naughty Nude Warrior. I love that name. Oh, when I saw they first changed it. The original R5 was my really good friend Estefi. And now they have Annabella. She's really cool too, right? She's really down and chill. They're mostly a Spanish alliance, right? But they're really chill and cool. Lowe's a group of a bunch of other people that kind of came together. I really like Lowe. They do stay on the down low for the most part. There's a couple people that don't, but most people do. Luna and Daz kind of run that thing. WRA, that's run by Rec. Rec was my third alliance. I actually went there just because I wanted to be left alone. I was like, leave me alone, don't talk to me. Leave me alone. I do not want to get involved with everybody else's drama. All I want to do is farm and grow. Leave me alone. Farm and grow. Leave me alone. I did not go in KC. I did not do this. If I was in an alliance, I'd be helpful. I'd usually pick out a few people that were being ignored, maybe asking for help. Like, hey, you need some help? So yeah, I do. I need some help too. All right, me and you. We don't need the rest of these guys. We don't need any of them. All right, so me and these two guys will go out and kill. Or me and this one guy will go out and kill. Or we'd help each other scout and be like, oh man, I can't hit this either. All right, let's just give it to them. Boom. Whatever, right? There's nothing you can do about it. Let somebody else take care of it. But yeah, memories. All right. But yeah, let's go back to Rec, or WRA. It's kind of a play off her name, but yeah, she's, they call him Reckless Abandon, but this girl is anything but reckless. I mean, she's tactical. She's a very impressive, smart leader. And I noticed with a lot of these alliances, I'm gonna call it like I see it. And I'm not just talking about our kingdom. I'm talking about kingdoms in general. And I even say this in my other groups or private chats with my other friends. Women make better alliance leaders. I'm not saying they make better leaders in the real world, but they do in a war game, right? Because at least they can, generally speaking, as long as they're not drama queens. I've seen some ones that just they'll fire it up with the best of them, But the cool-headed girls, or the cool-headed women, not girls, sorry, cool-headed women make the best leaders. BFT, the one that I burned in the beginning, right? And I just burned him because the guy booted me out on the first couple days, and it was because I moved. I didn't move my castle. I went to go hit a beast, and he made an order, right? He's like, nobody move, right? So I'm assuming, all right, that means nobody moved their castle, right? I'm guessing he was trying to set up the alliance, or like set up the structure, right, where he wanted the castles. I didn't really care. I just wanted to kill something, so I'm killing beasts, right? So, and then he kicked me out and burned me for that, right? So I got history with all these guys. Like I said, SDH was my second alliance. I got a few friends in there that I still talk to, and we got a couple of our bigs that are in there. FRT, yeah, of course I got a lot of love for a lot of people in the FRT. OPG is our Russian alliance, right? It's kind of the ones that are left, that because there was Bro. Okay, let's call it Bro, and what was it at the very beginning? It was Bro, and it was not TPG. I'm trying to think of the name. I can't remember the name now, but it's now basically OPG, right? All the Russian alliances have basically moved to OPG, okay? Because these guys here, they want to grow, they want to be part of the kingdom, especially an ex-rogue actually. He's all about KVK now, and I think that's cool. Let's see here. Gur is a German alliance. They don't have a whole lot of people left in there, but yeah, I guess so. They're mostly, I don't want to call them farmers, but they just want to grow, and they leave to themselves, but they do help out the kingdom with resources, right? There's a couple guys in there that do like to fight, and they do like to bang, but for the most part, they keep to themselves. Indonesia, News, IDN. I do talk with a few people from this alliance. Not as much. They're a little bit quiet. As long as there's not a whole lot of drama going on, you don't really hear much from them. But it's hard to stay in the top 10 once you guys have been around for a while, I hate to say it, I mean, most of these down here, these are all farm alliances now. The only ones that aren't farm alliances, and when I say farm alliance, it's all farms, right? It's just they're there for the kingdom's growth. Yeah, 11 through 14. Let's see here. Yeah. So 11 through 14, those are pretty much the last of the alliances that haven't joined. And they don't have to. I mean, a lot of these guys still come to KVK. They just like a smaller group setting. Some people like their circles small, some people like them big. I prefer to just kind of get along with everybody, basically. So, like I said, this is my home. BAM is always going to be my home. And funny story. Let me go back to like how I ended up getting in BAM, right? So, I don't know. Maybe this might be a word of caution, or maybe people might say, "Jug, you're completely full of it," right? I'm getting comfortable because let's see how much. Wow, this video is still going. Okay, so. All right, how did our kingdom come to be? It still hits the beasts. I'm gonna hit these ones over here. I'm tired of just hitting the ones for the equipment. My stamina is just off the charts. All right, so sometimes I'll just burn it down just so I can chillax. And I even tell people this whole stamina thing is for grinders. I run the free-to-play game. And I think that's where a lot of people just don't understand the difference, I guess, any of these strategies or anything that I use, it's all to get the free stuff, okay? It's not like I'm saying, oh, you should try this. Because for some people, they just don't log on enough, or they're more into the social aspect of the game, or they're, whatever. But even just me going out and joining other alliances, I see some other strategies that they use, or I see a lot of other things, and I'm just like, oh, that's impressive. maybe I want to try that, or maybe I want to use my strategy with theirs. So let me go back to how I joined BAM, right? So I said before how I kind of bounced around and I was looking for a place to call home, you know. And everybody assumes this is my first alliance, I'm never going to leave it. You're not a tree, all right? You got feet. Uh, so, yeah. So, let's go back to the timeline, right? I started off in what is now BFT. I moved to an alliance that no longer exists. It was basically kind of like a rogue alliance, but it was no. First alliance was BFT. Then I was in STH. Then STH I went to WRA, and I kind of just went here because I know these guys were quiet and they just kind of kept to themselves, and um, a lot of really nice, friendly players there. They've since grown a lot. They've gotten a lot of people there. I got mad respect for the R5 there. She's diplomatic, right? BAM, diplomatic. BFT, diplomatic. I'm just going with the females. I'm not talking about anybody else. FRT is run by Fred, but Fred is he's I don't know. He shares the leadership, if you ask me. Okay, and I know they're gonna correct the stuff out of me if I'm wrong, but I'm not. Like, I've seen it. He basically runs it with who's the queen now, Laurel. She's taking up the mantle as the helper, and she is his right hand man. Um, but she gets things done, and she's helpful, she's friendly, she's diplomatic. I'll tell you right now, if you don't have that in your alliance, find another one. You can't burn forever. You cannot burn your way into leadership. It doesn't work, right? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but have you guys ever met somebody who say, "Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with this guy because he's he's an a-hole, and everybody's gonna listen to him"? No, bullies don't survive. Sorry, dude. They might hold strong for a while, but they just don't survive. I keep going off topic. I'm not off topic, right? So how did I end up in BAM? So look, I'm just looking for my timeline. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was in that Rogue Alliance. I just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, with in the way it was, the name of the alliance was DIC, right? It's not a cuss. It's a play on words. Dick. That was the name of it, right? Maybe Dick is the name Richard. So it was run by a guy named Ducey, right? And Ducey's well known in certain circles, but maybe not in others, right? I got mad love for Ducey just because he was the rule with an iron fist kind of leader, right? My way or the highway. Kind of reminded me a little bit of my old man. My old man was a bit like that. If you don't like it, leave. But yeah, he was well. I mean, anybody went rogue, he literally dropped everything he's doing. It doesn't matter what event is going on. He's burning. He is burning it, right? Because I remember, I mean, at least half my resources went to bringing his troops back. I'd be like, "Joe, you got this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got you, bro." But, I mean, at that point, I probably had, in between my farms, I must have had at least like 10 billion food, just kind of chilling. I've since given most of it away, but I mean, I wouldn't say I was selfish, but if I got along with somebody, I was just giving it to them. I was like, "Nah, you can have it, dude." Sure, yeah, man, just take it. Don't argue with me, just take it, right? But those kind of people, they understand what kind of hard work it takes to get those kind of resources, right? It's a lot of clicking. Catacombs farms are not difficult, guys. They really aren't. Just going in there, doing what you got to do to get done. And once they're built, it's literally just the same old system. You don't need to go in there and do anything special. You don't need to upgrade them or anything. Just leave them alone. There are farms that do different things for you if you want to like get certain things from them, but maybe just have a couple of farms for that, like trading and stuff, right? But just have a farm that's just in there for just feeding you. Again, I'm getting off topic, but I'm not, right? So with Dick and Ducey, right? He's burning everything, right? Especially the Russian alliances, but it wasn't only them, right? Somebody went rogue, he's on it. He's not even asking who the king or queen or anybody. He gets wind of it, you know, and I'll admit, you know, I was a big fat farm. I was a big castle or a bigger castle, not a big one, and he was always yelling at me to grow. He's like, you better get those badges. You better be upgrading by the next upgrade. I'm like, nope, I'm holding. That's always been my, you know, that's always been I wouldn't say hold, like, if I see an opportunity, I take it, right? But I wait for opportunities. That's just me. You know, I try to be pragmatic, but you know, sometimes you just have to go for it, right? Go for broke. But so back to Adusi. Where was his alliance? Let me go to the map, right? That is now where the KVK is now. That's where we were. I've been on pretty much. I've been in every alliance, almost every alliance. So I've been in every corner of the map. Oh, I went too far. Let's see. Pretty much there. Alpo. Where'd you go, Alpo? Let's see. This is where Naughty Nude. Yep, this is BS, the old BSG. They're just under a new name, right? Oftentimes, new names, maybe it's just a change in alliance direction or it's a change in leadership, right? Once an alliance changes leaders, I'll tell you right now, it straight up is not the same alliance, especially if that alliance leader is given full control to do whatever they want with it. Once that alliance leader leaves, and it's funny, I mean, my R5 said the same thing today. We were just chatting about things in general, like we just talk about general topics all the time. We bounce ideas off each other, and I've even told her straight up, if you don't like my ideas, just tell me to shut up and mind my own business. She usually just laughs at whatever I got to say anyways. But I take her ideas and I take her experience into account. Let's see here, tick, right? Yeah, this is it, you know. I mean, I was all over the place, but basically, like my farms, right, were all on the outside of this alliance here. It was basically the same, the lines were pretty much exactly the same, right? So we use these castles back here to kind of block at the end of the forest, especially for the old KE, right? We didn't want who is now Kraken, and he's pretty much always been the biggest guy in our kingdom. He's old kingdom, right? He you know, he'd always come here and burn us, or he'd try to burn Dick, or sorry, Ducey, right? Because Ducey would, I wouldn't say he'd break a nap. What he's doing is if a few guys from an alliance were breaking nap, he'd go and burn the whole entire alliance. And they just happened to be our neighbors, right? So, yeah, when you're burning your neighbors. But, oh, it was T-34, that was the name of it, right? Which is now where FRT is, right? They're gone. But a couple of the guys would always taunt him, and they would send a full march to a tile, like right outside his border or in his border. Thing is, you don't taunt Ducey. It won't help you, right? So, anyways, that's pretty much the story there. I would send all my farms like all around here, right? And that was just to kind of block because we were a small alliance. It was me, my girl Lola, Ducey, and a couple other people who were kind of in and out of the alliance. You know, like or they were on sometimes, not off. But anybody who just didn't really want to deal with whatever was going on in the kingdom, or they had a grudge to deal with, they went to this alliance, right? So my farms with their camps, right? You know, if we're going to war, so my farms would be all around the outside here, right? As far out, basically just creating a border around the alliance. And then what I would do is I would take all these camps, right? And I would just put them all around. So if they're going to march on us, they got to march or they got to speed. March or speed, right? So a couple of the big guys from the kingdom, they would pour into the forest here. So we would, but it would give us that extra 3 seconds of reaction time, right? So by the time Kraken got in there, this one time, I had all mine bubbled. Poor Lola didn't have her farm bubbled, but she got her main bubbled, right? But Ducey was off killing stuff, and that's probably what started it off anyways. But yeah, I was pretty much forever bubbled when I was in this alliance. Um, from here, I moved to, yeah, like I said, WRA. Rhett, cool. She's cool. She's good people. Um, there was an R4 there that I just didn't really get on with. So I said thank you very much for the opportunity. I had no respect for you, Rhett, but it's time for me to move on. And honestly, that was probably a mistake. I didn't, but it wasn't really my alliance, and it wasn't my place to really interfere. I was the new guy, and I wasn't about to rock the boat. But hindsight 2020, they actually told me, well, one of the other R4s like, dude, we were just talking about making you R4. I was like, man, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. But that R4 ended up actually leaving right shortly after I did. Or sorry, they kicked her out. That's what it was. Anyway, the person's not in the kingdom anymore, so I don't really care if I'm talking about it. So, right, so, Rec kicked him out, right? So, I'm sitting there in Dick, and I did say, hey, you guys mind if I keep a couple farms there? And they're like, no, you're either all in or you're all out. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. No hard feelings. So, how I ended up leaving Dick, right? So I ended up getting in a bit of a squabble with Deucey, right? Dick. We still got on after it, but I did get kind of smart with him. I got tired of getting. I'm not a person that gets told what to do, right? And I accepted it because I didn't really know much about the game. I was like, you know what? I don't know anything. I don't not know anything, but I'm still learning, right? So I smarted off to him one day, and he kicked me out and all my farms at the same time. So it was like instantly back to bubbles, right? I was like, oh, not again. Are you serious? Right? So, but at this time, they were just getting ready to push the KVK alliance, right? So I heard a kind of a call for it, and I was like, okay, that's the place for me. It's a farm alliance, basically. And I was kind of going back and forth with one of the R4s at BAM, my home alliance. That is my home, no matter what alliance I'm in. So they threw me in their KVK alliance, right? So I'm sitting in the KVK, and all I want to do is grow. I'm like, yeah, I'm growing. I'm getting my resources. I don't care what anybody else is doing, right? But eventually, they're always knocking on. There's a guy named Grape Ape. He doesn't go by the same name anymore, anyways. But he was the R4, R5. It was switched between my current R5 now. They were always coming over there like, Jug, you gonna come over here and join BAM? I'm like, nope, I do not want anything to do with Kingdom Drama. I'm just gonna sit here, leave me alone, right? But it took them a few times, right? But then I'm like, oh man, they're having so much fun in UAC. They're having so much fun in this, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. I mean, it was good for a few months. I'll give it that. I mean, like, there's a few people that would stop in, like the R5 over at Low. He would stop in, and he had big stats, but he also wanted there just because he wanted a quiet time. But it was during Thanksgiving. We had those killer turkeys, that nobody could kill. But I had tons of them, right? Like I had them from my farms because my farms were basically like small little castles. And I was like, Dad, you got to help us kill these things. We can't kill them on our own. The only way we're gonna be able to kill them is go to a bigger alliance, right? And he's like, all right, all right, all right. So Daz would help me or help us kill these turkeys. There's only a couple really quiet people in the farm alliance, so. But I eventually just got sick of just being in there, right? It was good. It was a holiday from the drama, and KVK is just one of those alliances that doesn't get touched, right? So I was like, finally, I just don't have to live under a bubble forever, and that's basically what it was. I lived under a bubble for like a month and a half. Oh no, probably longer than that. 2 months, if you include like the little squabbles that were happening in wherever I was. So I was like, I'm tired of living under a bubble. And Deucey even said, you ain't got a bubble all the time. I was like, dude, in your alliance, I do, bro. That's just a fact. I got the bubbles, I'm going to use them. I just don't like rebuilding on my farms, which my farms were like mini castles. I was like, I just don't like rebuilding the troops, man. I want to build them up, and I did. By the time I stopped building my farms up, I had like 400K, and that was back when like the average farms, or sorry, the average castles probably had 500, right? You know, and I'm not even like really building like crazy. I should be building troops right now, but I should be building troops 24/7. I suggest that to everybody. Keep building, never stop building. I'm up to almost 3 million now, right? And that's mostly higher tiers. I do have the lower tiers to kind of protect my troops, but I'm not really going ham in Cross Kingdom. The event that I love most is KVK. I will do Cross Kingdom mostly for megas, maybe protecting our hive. If somebody scouts or somebody points out something that I can just take out, and even if it takes a couple marches, I'll take it out. Or maybe another friend will post something. I might go over there just as a distraction or as an assistant, whatever, just to kind of help people out. I like doing those kind of things, but what was I going? Oh yeah, me moving over from KVK, right? So that's basically how my personal situation, why I'm in so many different alliances all the time. Because I get along with people, I just don't, sometimes I just need to get away from certain things, and then I'll get back into the fold. But so they recruited me from the KVK, and then I'm trying out all these different events that I normally couldn't do because I was in a smaller alliance. If you're not in a top 10 alliance, you're not really going to grow. You're going to grow like as a big castle, but like stat wise, you're not. Okay? You might eventually be like support team unless you're spending money. If you're spending a lot of money, that's because you're not doing events, right? Or if you're overspending, I guess. It's because you're not doing events. And by events, I mean let's see here, everything in here. This video ended up turning into the evolution of Jug, right? How I became the person in my kingdom that I am. Let's see here. You got Blood Wars. You can't do Blood Wars. If you look at the rewards for Blood Wars, I did not do very well this time. I was making a video and I got distracted by some real life stuff, right? So I didn't even get the last reward, which is okay because I do participate in every single event. Let's see here. I was making a small castle video. What you do is a small castle to get the most points. Which is one I'll be uploading next. After this, I'm gonna put some music to it. I think just cause I don't really like explaining things anymore. It just drives people nuts. So ultimate UAC. If you're not in the top 10, you can't do UAC. And if you look at, let me click on that again. Hopefully it's got the, yeah. Okay, so, I mean, if you look at those rewards, they're not brilliant. I'll tell you right now, I mean, they're outdated. Extremely outdated. Even the Blood War ones are. But you also get alliance chests, you get stuff. It's about getting stuff for your entire alliance. If you're not gonna win, and you're not gonna win, I mean, is it really worth blowing a ton of gold to try to prove something to some alliance that's got, you've got, or a couple alliances, I guess. If you're up against 50 C40s and you've only got 2, I mean, unless they're really lazy, you're not gonna win. So, and that comes back to, I'm not going to explain how I think they choose the matchups, but that's my own personal theory. Theories piss people off because everybody's theory is right? So, trying to think of some other events. You can always, speaking of, donate. Always donate to this. I haven't been in the alliance long enough. Oh yeah, KVK. So I gotta wait a little bit longer. And I do like this here. They do support the ones that do KVK. In my own personal opinion, this is only my opinion, if they go fight for KVK and they can't come back to do UAC should be delayed. But personally, if you ask me, this whole cooldown for Underworld Gates is absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, GOG. Maybe you guys are gonna listen to this. Maybe you won't. I don't really care. I'll probably do a whole Underworld video someday, but it's old news, right? Because they haven't updated it, right? If you look at the, no, I don't want to look at the rankings. I want to look at the. Let me go to the gates. Why is this important? I don't really know. Will I even upload this video? Who knows? People say, I do actually video most things. I don't actually keep them all. Half of them I end up just deleting right afterwards. I was like, no, that was a waste of time. Who wants to know that stuff? Some people do. Some people actually, want to listen about the experiences in a kingdom. But, all right, the Underworld Gates. Let's look at, if you go to open, no, where, I'm trying to think. Oh, that's why, that's right. Probably not currently R4. I didn't need to be because I already got my farms in here. So I didn't even ask. Normally I'm R4 when I'm here, so all I have to do is ask, and I know they throw me the R4. Probably ask them to do that later in case I need to get any farms in and out for events. Let's see. Yeah, I mean those are pretty much the events that you can't really participate in. I mean you can in Cross Kingdom, but in the smaller alliances you're just not going to have as many coins. You're not going to have as many chests to open, so free, like free stuff that you can share. That's another video that really needs to be done. KR strategy, like alliance strategy stuff, but that's for another day. Everybody's got their own way. Red Guard. If you really want to, let's see here. Scoring. Let's go to Red Guard. I didn't do very good this last couple times, and I'm not really worried about getting first place. The whole first place thing, in my opinion, is overrated, especially for when you're younger, in a younger kingdom, yes, like a really young kingdom, those rewards matter a lot. All right, but as you start getting bigger, because the rewards they become outdated. The bigger you get, the less these rewards mean to anybody. That's why these, in my personal opinion, a lot of these event rewards should be adjusted based on the age of your kingdom. Okay, obviously they don't want C40s popping up overnight in new kingdoms because they just destroy it, or everybody would just move. But there are reasons they do certain things that they do. But let's see here. Let's see. I'm looking for the alliance, not the alliance points, the individual points, right? Individual ranking rewards, right? So the fun in that is worth it all on its own, but and I already know how to get first place, but that's not something I'm going to share because in my personal opinion, the only way to actually get first place in Red Guard is to either have an alliance that is 100% fully cooperative or you have to cheat. That's the I guess you don't need to really call it cheating, but you have to use a strategy that requires you to manipulate the numbers, okay? And even to get first place, the only way you're going to get first place in Red Guard is cheat. That's the only way you're going to get it. But it has to be one of those things like where the alliance says, okay, we want you to get first place. If the alliance isn't in on it, you're not going to get first place. You might get top 3, but that's about it. Unless nobody knows what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of benefits to being in a big alliance. And there's a lot of benefits to being in a quiet alliance when you just want to grow. Maybe you don't want to deal with all the drama that's going on in the very beginnings of a kingdom. But I already said my piece on that. If you guys are in a new kingdom, and you guys got KE going on. Try to find a big group of people that really want to just grow. You know, a lot of people are just, when they get fed up with their kingdom, they just leave and they go to a new kingdom. In my personal honest opinion, it's a mistake. You do not know the way that country is going to go. You know, and I call it a country. It's basically a country, country, kingdom, whatever you want to call it. At least with the old kingdoms, you know, they know what's up. They know who's in that kingdom. They know all about all the big guys. You guys should all get your butts over to older kingdoms. You know, they've already got the infrastructure. And the thing is, they might actually be willing to listen to some new ideas. Because a lot of the stuff is old. I wouldn't say old, but it's just, in my opinion, a lot of the older kingdoms I talk to, a lot of their thinking is a bit outdated. Because they assume that the game still works the same. And it doesn't. War books changed that. The new equipment changed it. Some of the events have changed. So, but 80%, 90%, or 80% of the mechanics still work exactly the same. The only ones that don't really work are war books. And why don't the war books work? Because they don't show up on a battle report. And why don't they show up on a battle report? That's something you have to ask Guns of Glory. Okay? But they're not going to tell you. Go ahead and send them a message and ask them why you can't. Oh, the stats are there. You just can't see them, you know? But we promise you they're there. That means, basically, that they can change them any way they like. Okay? Really, what they should be doing, and this is a shout out to you guys at Guns of Glory, if you guys want to change war books, add ones to it, right? Whoopsie. I don't care if you guys see which ones I have. I change them. And I use all troops. All troop stats. Those are the ones I go for first. There was a debate between my friend and me about using the sacrifice ones, right? And I do agree. Sacrifice only works if you don't take more than one hit. From a big nasty monster, I mean. Okay? But sacrifice is useful if your stats are lower and you're getting hit by somebody that's just overpowered, right? In my opinion, that's the only reason to use sacrifice. But that's my opinion. Okay? Everybody's got a different reason for it, but that's my opinion on that one. But every strategist I talk to will not touch war books with a 10-foot pole. They will not explain them. And even the old RAU video talks about them, but he doesn't really explain them. Why? Because the wording is all messed up, and I'm not really going to get into it. This is one of those touchy subjects that nobody wants to touch, but everybody thinks they know. Sorry, guys. That's Jug talking my own truth. It doesn't have to be your truth, but it is my truth. War books are. Oh yeah, you know what? Do Jug a favor. I've said this in private rooms. Send customer support and ask them where they can get the actual statistics of these war books, or a detailed explanation of what exactly each one does. Where the let me give you an example, right? This is one I wanted to look at, and I think I think it was Esquire that touched on this subject, but he didn't really go into it. Nobody has, right? Command your infantry with a morale boost to their defense power. Increase total defense by 32% for all your infantry. Okay, so if you're telling me that, right, is that 32% of my stats, or is that individual troop stats, right? They don't tell you. Okay. I mean, yeah, you could take hit after hit after hit and test all these ones, but nobody's going to do that. Sorry, guys. Unless they've got some way to cheat and basically just go into a kingdom, build a couple castles, and just kill each other, right? That's the only way you're going to get these statistics, in my personal opinion. Or it's going to be one of those things somebody figures out way down the line. But why do they create the war books? So people can't try to figure out their system. right? It's in my opinion, it's just their laziness. They don't want to update things, but they are necessary. All right, but which ones are necessary above the, in my opinion, indestructible? Distance. I'm going for Cannons of Destruction. And then next Iron Will. And let's see here. I'm basically going for the all troop stats. The only infantry one that I kind of disagree with is Sacrifice. But I do also, like, if I'm just going out on the straight attack and I'm playing like a really extremely defensive game, which requires a lot of teleports, then, or gold, one of the two, then Indestructible is kind of useless. Kind of, but it's not. It all depends on what you're hitting. But because I like to hit people that are a little bit bigger than me, or I like to hit somebody who's got a lot more troops than I'm sending, right? And I like to hit them several times. So I lose a lot. You know, everybody's like, oh, look at my kill ratio. I'll tell you right now, anybody who has a sick, high kill ratio, there's a reason. It's because they're hitting a bunch of littles, okay? It's not because they're hitting big people. Don't let anybody kid you. They were either previous farm killers, or they're still farm killers, or they're hitting little castles, right? I prefer that. That's the way I play. I'm not saying that you're playing the wrong way. Nobody's playing the wrong way. If you want to go after little people, go after little people. I like to hit big things. But when you hit big things, it's more strategy. It's more time consuming. You know, somebody sends out a scout like my buddy BC. He'll send out, it's like I can't hit that. Jug, you available? Like, yeah, one sec, man. Like, cause everybody, you know, I'm usually not in. I usually don't have all my battle talent or war talents set up, right? Because I'm all about growth, but my own growth at my own pace. Um, so I'm usually in balanced and economy and a little bit in war. I got a few extra ones in war this time. But I'm almost always in balance now because it's all about troops, it's all about stamina, right? That's only if you're a grinder. If you're not a grinder, all that stamina is not really going to do you a whole lot of good because you're in the game and you're out. But, I mean, if you're in the game for 3 hours, yeah, it'll help you out a bit. But I generally don't, like, even for UAC, because UAC is what it is, it's UAC, right? I don't need a huge march capacity because I'm joining towers with other people. And you're getting march capacity from other things now. So it's, you know, your research now, now your equipment, the new equipment. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where the March cap's gonna end. You know, because nobody's gonna give you that number right now, so don't even bother asking. Who's gonna have the highest March cap? If I had to throw a guess out there, just a random guess. This is not math. This is just a random guess. I'd say it's gonna be closer to like the 600 range, but that also depends on where they base their math from. You know. Get my dinner ready. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I got my dinner. There's not really much else I want to touch base on. You know, just try to get along with people. I can't really click on my rooms because I don't want people to know the name of my rooms. But for our kingdom, we set up a room that has basically all the diplomatic people in one room, right? So it's like an R5, and if the R5 can't be there, then they delegate an R4, and you have to choose a diplomatic person for that room. If they're not diplomatic, I'll tell you right now, that room ain't gonna work. It won't. Don't even bother. Get with an R4 that likes to hash things out verbally, right? So get somebody in that room who likes to hash things out verbally. I'll tell you right now, it'll probably help. It's not easy though, especially if you're warring all the time, but it does help. We did previously have a KVK room. We don't really have one now. We don't really need it. I mean, people know to show up. And the leaders remind people. That's the problem. You know, if your R4s aren't sending out the mail, or your R5s aren't sending out the mail, or they're not reminding people, especially in the newer kingdoms, older people know, hey, it's the weekend, it's KVK. Or hey, it's, you know, UAC weekend, KR. So, but like I think I've only seen one person recently in our kingdom that went out and hit somebody else. And I hate to say it's the same guy, but I always tell him just to zero him. It's like, I'm not even dealing with this time. Nope. Last time I tried dealing with it, and I was in the middle of Kingdom Raid, while I was trying to play Diplomat, my butt got zeroed by a C40. So do not try to be a Diplomat while you're killing. There's a tip for you. That's not strategy, that's just common sense. Yeah. Anyways, this is the, in my opinion, how to make a kingdom not die, I guess. But this is my own experience. Everybody's experience is going to be completely different. Completely. But I guess my biggest thing is, you know, you're not a tree, you're not a rock. If you don't like the situation you're in, leave. That's all there is to it. Do not stick around in an alliance where you're not going to grow. And everybody's going to grow somewhere different, right? Somebody's going to grow doing this. Everybody's got a different strategy to grow. But if you're with a bunch of people that you feel like are bringing you down, maybe they are, maybe they're not. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's not you. But find a place that you can call it your second home. You know what I mean? Because in a lot of ways, if you're playing this game regularly, it is a bit like that. If you're in an alliance where everybody's selfish, then if that's your thing, where you're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my thing, everybody else can get their points, right? For me, I'm more about like, okay, who doesn't have their points? That's how I play. You know, I don't need to get the top score. The top score is gonna be the people who are gonna be helping the alliance win the event. Okay. For me, I want to make sure our littles are still getting. I don't want to call it littles because we don't really have a whole lot of littles anymore. But I want to help these guys who need to get into a tower, right? So while they're trying to get into a tower, I'm pissing everybody off. That's how I play, you know. All right, guys. I cleared these two towers. You guys go and park in there. You guys play cat and mouse. You know, if they're coming to hit you, run. And as soon as they try to hit you, you go back in. It's just a game that you play, especially when you're playing against overwhelming odds. But that's it. Basically, you know. You've got to choose your team, your crew, your gang, whatever you want to call it. But don't be I'm Russian, so I got to be in a Russian alliance. I'm French, I got to be in a French alliance. I'm Spanish, I got to be in a Spanish alliance. I'm English or American, I got to be in an English-speaking alliance. Now, find a way around it. Right? There are some languages in here that don't translate, but that's a Guns of Glory problem. They got to they got to update their system, or at least make it so it's legible, right? Number one, with the translator. If you guys don't know this and you're going to a new kingdom or you're a new player, no, don't. Don't use slang. Okay, if you're using slang, then it's not going to work. Anyways, I've got people calling me. People expect me to be in some place at a certain time, but this is a video I wanted to make. And this is more of an evolution of myself in this kingdom than it is actually the evolution of this kingdom. But this kingdom has grown, and it's going to continue to grow. You know, pretty much everybody gets along. 99% of the people in this kingdom get along. And some people, just have a bad day. So... And that's what I think people need to realize. Some people just have a bad day, just like anybody else. But if I'm having a bad day, I generally just I do my best to stay out of KC, and I just go. I call it going ghost, right? Oop! I just burned all my stamina, so I'm gonna hit a couple tiles. But yeah, just go ghost, right? Just if you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I should probably learn from that theory a little bit, because sometimes people just piss me off and I can't hold my tongue. But we're all human. We all make mistakes. Remember that this is your boy Jug, and this video kind of evolved into something else. Peace.